I'm Haley. I'm going to show you how to teach your dog how to sit and down. What I usually recommend whenever you're teaching your dog something new, especially if it's a bit of an easier command, is that you use their kibble and you actually make them work for a few of their meals in order to learn that command. Now for Gunner here, he obviously already knows the command, so it may be a little more difficult to show, but I'm going to try my best to show you the first step, which is you're going to lure them into the position. When their butt hits the floor is when you're going to mark it with yes, and you're going to open your hand so that they can get the food. Now, if you have a dog that doesn't know a lot of commands, they may try pawing at your hand or kind of nipping at your hand, trying to get the food out. Just be patient and wait for their butt to hit the floor. Eventually, they'll offer exactly what you're wanting from them. Gunner. Yes. And then I open my hand, let him have the food. We're going to do a ton of repetitions of this. Yes. And you can actually push back into the dog's nose a little bit to kind of get them to lift their head, which makes their butt go down. So, yes. Now, after you have done a whole bunch of repetitions like this, and you want to make sure that you repeat it in different areas around you. So, for him, I would pull him in front of me. Yes. And especially to your side, because you want them to be able to sit. Yes. When they're beside of you, because if you are heeling them in a walk and then you stop walking, you want them to be able to sit beside of you too. Dogs are not very good at generalizing things. You want to teach them in lots of different positions around you so that they understand they can sit all the way around you, facing any direction. That's why I say you need to practice by your side, you need to practice out in front of you. And then what you'll start to see is the dog may start offering the behavior before you lure them into the position. And it's going to be kind of hard to show with Gunner here, but maybe if I lure him out. Yes. So if I'm just holding the food and if he just offers a sit before I've done anything, before I've said anything, I would mark that with a yes, reward, and then that's when I would maybe start implementing the verbal cue sit. At that point, he's offering the behavior, so I want to add the verbal command when he's successfully offering the behavior. That way there's less chance of him failing. I want to wait until he understands that this session, this is the skill that we're working on. So for him, I may move back a little bit. Sit. Yes. Again, you want to practice it in all different areas around you. Sit. Yes. And if they start to have trouble when you add the verbal command and they act like they're confused, then you would need to go back to just using the food lure. Good job. Gunner, place. Good boy. Shelby, break. Good girl. Now, it may be easier for your dog to start from a sitting position once they've learned sit in order to go into the down. So I'm just going to start like this, but you just want to take the food to their nose, and it's the same thing. You want to let them figure out exactly what you want. Yes. And once their elbows are on the floor, because some dogs might try to cheat and kind of keep their elbows up a little bit, is when you want to reward that position. And just like with sit, you want to practice over and over again, just luring them down into the position. Yes. Same thing applies with sit. You want to make sure that the dog is offering the behavior over and over before you start adding in the verbal command, because you don't want the dog to fail. You don't want to say down or sit and then the dog not do the behavior, and then that counts as a failure, and your dog is going to get confused if they do that over and over. So you want to make sure that anytime you say the command, the action is followed by the command. So let's see if she'll offer it here. Yes. And that is the point when I would start adding an actual down command. And that's how you teach your dog how to sit and down. See you next time.